Well, Congressman Mark Pocan, the co-chair of the Congressional Progressive Caucus, is certainly listening to your concerns about the Trump efforts to kill the post office. Check this out. Leave your comments, ding the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Middays with Mark. Congressman Mark Pocan, the co-chair of the Congressional Progressive Caucus. He represents the 2nd District of Wisconsin in the U.S. House of Representatives. Pocan.house.gov is his website, and you can tweet him at Rep. Mark Pocan. Congressman Pocan, welcome. Oh, and he will be with us for the whole hour if you're a first-time listener. The number is 202-808-9925. He will be taking your calls. Congressman Pocan, welcome back. I see that DeJoy says, okay, I'm going to stop doing the things I've been busted for, but really not quite. There's a bunch of things he's not stopping. And in fact, there's a new order now that in rural areas of Alaska, this has the Secretary of State in that state flipped out. In rural areas of Alaska, they're now making it illegal. DeJoy is making it, illegal for his postal letter carriers to be witnesses on absentee ballots in areas where they may be the only person who could witness it. What's going on? And good morning.
Good morning, Tom, and glad to be here with all your listeners. You know, last week was profound on your show. I don't think we've ever had a show since we've been doing it where half of the questions came in on one subject, and the one subject was the Postal Service. And I think, you can see why there's outcry across the country and from your listeners on this. What he did now is a partial measure. They know they got caught publicly, nationally, with their hands in the cookie jar. Donald Trump tried to create chaos around the election. He wants you to think that your ballot somehow won't count. So maybe don't vote absentee or by mail, and maybe you won't show up on election day, and that way he picks the voters rather than voters picking the next president. But, we've all figured this out. We're not dumb. He's the one who may be not as sharp as the rest of the American people on this, and we know what he's trying to do. And in doing so, he's hurting seniors and veterans who get medicine via mail. He's hurting small businesses. He's hurting individuals who just need to receive their mail. So a couple of things. One, we're coming in Saturday to vote on a bill that would stop all these practices and fund the $25 billion the post office needs. That's the House of Representatives. Second, tomorrow we have a hearing, and this is going to be a good one, Tom. I think it's at 4 o'clock Eastern. I'll double check it in between a break. For the Progressive Caucus, on this issue, the first hearing of any kind to talk about what's all going on. And for the first time ever, David Williams, who resigned from the Postal Board of Governors, is going to be testifying. And he has not done 60-minute interviews. He hasn't done anything. He's going to be part of our hearing process along with the head of the American Postal Workers Union and others. So it's going to be a way to try to really give the American people even more of what's going on. And then, we're going to make sure that we get the funding for the post office. Donald Trump won't win on this. He wants to create chaos. We're not going to let him create that chaos, but this has been the number one issue for 3 weeks in a row in my office. And again, last week, I thought it was really significant, Tom. I don't remember another show where half the questions were on a single subject, and that's what happened here.
No, and I've been doing this show for 16 or 17 years, and Bernie was on it for 11 years, and I don't even recall one during those 11 years where that happened. So, yeah. By the way, I'm seeing here also that as Congress is digging into this, or reporters are digging into this. Actually, this is David Dayen, who's got a new book out about monopolies, as do I. But in any case, it's a shameless plug. But in any case, he's saying that that it was Steve Mnuchin behind this whole thing. That the CARES Act had a $10 billion line of credit for the Postal Service, but it had to be distributed by the Treasury Department, and that Steve Mnuchin said that he was going to hold up the loan, I'm quoting here, in exchange for sweeping operational changes at the U.S. Postal Service, end quote. That Steve Mnuchin's blackmail threat, we won't give you the money unless you do these things, is what caused David Williams to resign from the Postal Board of Governors in protest, specifically about Mnuchin. And then, Mnuchin was the guy who brought DeJoy into this thing. And because he was seeking talks over the line of credit, quote, provisions that would allow the Trump administration to approve senior personnel decisions at the post office, end quote. And then quote, Secretary Treasury Steve Mnuchin was reportedly involved in recruiting DeJoy, a GOP megadonor, for the job. And the Treasury Department still has not distributed that $10 billion.
You are, as always, Thom, ahead of the game. This is exactly what you're going to hear tomorrow from David Williams. And again, he has not spoken about this anywhere publicly. So that's good. We're going to get that word out. One last thing, Catherine Clark from Massachusetts, the assistant Democratic caucus chair in Congress, and I led a letter with 90 members of Congress asking for DeJoy's removal. So we just put that out today. In fact, I don't even know if the press release is finally out. But, he's been open to every manipulation that the White House has wanted, and that's not what you need in a postmaster general. In fact, the fact that he's got investments in competing interests alone is a reason he shouldn't be the postmaster general.
Okay. All right. Well, let's pick up phone calls here. But by the way, just FYI, Congressman, I've instituted a new policy on this program. As happens every 4 years, we get people calling in. Some of them are paid by the RNC. Others are just, enthusiastic volunteers to say everything from, Joe Biden sucks to, I'm a Democrat and I'm a liberal and I'm a wonderful guy and or I'm black or I'm gay or whatever. But I have some concerns about Joe Biden. Right. And I'm just cutting those people off. So if you hear a caller in the middle of a sentence just vanish, that's probably what happened. I'm just telling you right up front. Okay. Gotcha. Lamont in Indianapolis, you are on the air with Congressman Pocan.
Yes. After seeing what they've been trying to do with the post office and after the Senate Intel report, you guys got to charge these guys when Biden and them get in there. You can't let them get away with this. This is just ridiculous. I mean, I understand, you try to say don't go after the other previous administration, but you guys got to have to do something about this. I mean, something.
Congressman?
Lamont, I am with you 100%. I'm not sure if our leadership will ultimately be there, and that's what we're going to have to work on when Joe Biden wins, when hopefully we have a Democratic Senate and House. You can't, for the sake of our country, allow that behavior, those actions to have happened. If illegal, we have to do something about them, or else we're saying, the way to commit crimes to get away with it is to get elected president. And if you're rich enough, you might just be able to do that, and then you'll never be tried. That's not what this country's about. We have to do the right thing. And I completely agree with you, Lamont. And I think, we may have a case to make to leadership post November 3rd.
Congressman, just 40 seconds. I think one of the things people are afraid of historically is what happened in Brazil with Lula, who was incredibly popular, got busted for basically technical violations and thrown in prison by the new administration.
Right. And actually, I spoke out on behalf of Lula when that happened, because it was a farce how they went after him. In this case, though, if you actually have a real criminal offenses, I don't see how you do nothing. I really think that is not in the best interest of the American people. It sends every wrong message. It allows every wannabe demagogue and despot to do what Donald Trump has done. And I think we need to speak out.